Things just got even crazier for the Milwaukee Brewers as Pat Murphy has just dropped a major update regarding today's starting pitching, as well as what the plan for today's game will be, opening the door for some very interesting options. We're going to be breaking it down, going over all of that, as well as a major update on Jackson Chourio, as all signs are pointing towards the right direction for him heading into Game 2. We're going to be breaking it all down here on this video. Before we do jump into it, though, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to hit the sub button if you haven't already. We're looking for a lot of you guys to get all of your news right here, watch these postseason games together, and get everything going in the right direction. We're having every Brewers update here for you guys daily. You won't want to miss it, but before we do, of course, we have a lot of updates coming, and tonight's game, only 3 hours away from this point, is going to be big. So let me know in the comments below right now what you think about tonight's game before we jump into these updates, because we have some serious ones here today. And I first want to start off regarding Jackson Chourio, what the status is for him, as moments ago, we received an update from him that he is leading off tonight. And from Jack Stern, 41 minutes ago, you also see right now from Pat Murphy, they did caution that if the hamstring does flare up during the game or Chourio gets in a situation where he doesn't feel like he can do the job, they will pull him. So this is just a big update for tonight for, first of all, obviously Jackson Chourio being in. Definitely a positive update from where we last were. Pat Murphy last night, or yesterday and the day before when the game was and when he did get pulled, almost seemed like Jackson's leg was falling off. Luckily, that is not the case. Jackson came out after the game, said everything was good, not as bad whatsoever as what it was previously. And for more so, was just a little bit of precaution. But heading into this game, things are looking good. So, as I mentioned in the last video as well yesterday, there are a few things that we had to look at regarding Shota Imanaga, the pitcher for the Cubs tonight in this game, and also what the lineup is going to look like, or would have looked like without Jackson Chourio. And now, as you see from Adam McCalvy, this was 2 days ago on the Game 1 lineup against Matt Boyd. I think we're going to see something very similar, and of course, if Chourio's leading off and does stay in this game, I really don't see why against another left-handed pitcher you would change up this lineup after what they did in Game 1. And Pat Murphy did come out and say after the second inning, he really didn't like what this Brewers team did. They kind of let off the gas a little bit, but that's something that this team adjusts well with, is keeping the pressure on throughout the game, and I do expect them to do that, and especially when you're only getting, those runs in the first 2 innings of that Game 1. Things could have been very differently at the end of the game, or heading towards the end of the game, had that pitching not shut things down. So let me know what you think about Jackson Chourio being here. Are you comfortable playing him? Of course, I think it's a very hard question to say, no, keep him out of the lineup, but hopefully this doesn't reflare anything, and hopefully he does stay here in the game. But as Pat Murphy said, do not kind of panic if he does get taken out of the game. It could be something as simple as a flare-up. So just keep that in mind as we do head into tonight's game. But we do have another update on pitching, because Pat Murphy has come out with this team and said the whole idea behind the pitching staff right now was that they are not really going to reveal much. And I feel like coming about this and starting this all with the conversation with Shota Imanaga against the Brewers this season is 1-3 with a 5.73 ERA, 18 strikeouts, and only 4 appearances in his career. That's not a good look so far versus the Brewers. However, we know the playoffs and the postseason are completely different than the regular season. We know pitchers get dialed in. We know some teams go hot or cold. And I really don't think that this right now matters for tonight's game. But this is something just to keep in mind heading into the decision-making behind this Cubs team, and only revealing their starter out here yesterday. And comparing that to Aaron Ashby, who is our opener today, not necessarily a starter from what we've heard from Pat Murphy, him and Quinn Priester, both who have been in conversation to start this game, have been pretty good against the Cubs, in their career. And when you take a look at Aaron Ashby here over his recent performances, there's been a little bit of bad, a little bit of good, and of course one very good game there that he started on May 30th, where he did get 12 strikeouts in the game and started the game, played 6 innings. Definitely a positive sign, and if that is something that you could go tonight, that'd be perfect, honestly. But we've kind of seen some things, and Pat Murphy has spoken out that what we've seen from Aaron Ashby in the last couple of games, those 3-inning stretches, that is likely what we're going to see, and they would be happy if that's what he got here today. But Pat Murphy was also not willing to close any doors about any pitcher here during this game. And when asked the question about what the plan is after Ashby comes out, this is what he had to say, and he didn't reveal much here. He says, now you want to know who's pitching and who's coming into the game after that? Do you want to know who's substituting in the 5th inning? Kind of jokingly when he said that, he is not going to reveal any plan, and I think that's a big kind of part of this game against Craig Counsell Counsell and the Cubs, knowing that these two are playing a few mind games with each other across these few games that they've already had this season, but also now in the postseason where things matter the most. But he was not really willing at all to even reveal the plan. And now, he did reveal some sort of idea behind it and what the plan could be, and also how things may work out by saying all hands are on deck, but was also asked a question about why Quinn Priester is not starting this game. And I feel like what he had to say makes quite a bit of sense now when you're taking a look at it in the kind of hindsight. The Cubs blistered this guy, and he wanted to continue pitching, and his competitive nature came out. I think that failure, if you will, for him launched him into open ears. Okay, how do I figure this out? And we got the best version of him because of the competitive nature, and we got the best version of him going forward, and it's been miraculous. He's been sensational for us. So he didn't necessarily say, this was the reason we're not starting him, this is not the reason, but having him as an option or even a Game 3 option, knowing the kind of the mindset that he transitioned from when he did get, pummeled by the Cubs, I think it's a fair way of saying it. And I mean, when you take a look at that game, a 14.54 ERA and 4 1/3 inning with 4 strikeouts. After that, we saw Quinn Priester really be lights out. So after that game, we did see, a very different looking Quinn Priester, but also one that we are going to at least see some point in this series. At least, over the next couple of days. Whether that be here in this game, whether that be in a potential Game 4 or a Game 3 that could potentially seal it, depending on the scenario of what does happen tonight. But this is a very good and kind of positive mindset for Quinn Priester heading into it from the Brewers. And, I mean, when you go and take a look at the situation that they're in right now with Shota Imanaga in the second half of the season, the 4.70 ERA, Brewers second half 270 batting average, things are looking good, and Shota's struggling against pitching against Milwaukee, 12 earned runs in 15 innings. The Brewers need to capitalize on this to make sure that they go into Game 3 like the Blue Jays just did. Multiple double-digit run games and come into this game and show what the Cubs really are lacking here and what the Brewers really do have compared to everything else. And with that as well, the Game 1 lineup, like I mentioned, should really be the same. It should stick to what we've saw. It should stick to what we work, and I think all of that comes down to it. And with Freddy Peralta being on that mound in the first game, Aaron Ashby here, you're going to want to have the offense giving Ashby a hand. Knowing he's not necessarily a full-time starter, knowing the situation they're in, you want to make sure that you get the lead early, let Ashby settle into himself, and see as far as he can go. And Pat Murphy gave this today on the update regarding Ashby and also what kind of length we may see out of him. Murphy said that the Brewers feel Ashby can give them 3 innings tonight if needed. But beyond that, the pitching plan for tonight remains all hands on deck. So as far as we know, this could be another appearance from Freddy Peralta on the day off yesterday. Maybe see him here in this, knowing that he won't likely start another game in this series at this point. Even though it is a best of 3, you never know how many games you're really going to go, and it could be up to 5, but if we do need Freddy Peralta, it does seem like he will be there. Jacob Mizorowski will be there. Quinn Priester will likely be there. I think that this team is ready to go no matter what the scenario is. So let me know what you think about these updates from Pat Murphy here. And of course, we don't have a lineup just yet, so that's why I'm kind of saying it should be around the same of what we did see in the last game. And I want to get this video up now, let you guys get a bit of reaction to this, see what we're going with before the game. And, we're going to have a video afterwards as well. Bit late here tonight on the comparison to the last game, but don't worry about that. We'll still have a video after and more coming tomorrow for all of your Brewers updates. But that's all I got in this one. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below here about this game heading into it, what the plan is. But that's all I got here in this one. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out, though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.